subscribe to the channel, and hit the like button to support the content creators. The world of television has given us countless memorable characters, um, some of whom have undergone remarkable transformations from villains to sympathetic figures. These characters have captivated audiences with their complex journeys, making them unforgettable and endearing. And they were exhausted that it was so injured indigenous custom. One of the most impressive examples of a villainous character turning into a hero is Steve Harrington from the popular series Stranger Things. Initially, Steve was portrayed as a questionable character, but his journey from a questionable character to one worthy of empathy is truly remarkable. However, he is not alone in undergoing a significant transformation. Many beloved TV series feature characters who evolve from villains into sympathetic figures. And these characters can either be our heroes to cheer for or our adversaries to despise. And their development is crucial in shaping the overall narrative. Even the bad guys from Game of Thrones sometimes get a chance at redemption, suggesting many other villains deserve another shot. Here are the top 10 TV villains who have undergone a remarkable transformation from evil to good. Ken, Lionel Luthor from Smallville. Initially, he was portrayed as the smooth-voiced father of Lex Luthor, but gradually transformed into a sinister figure. However, he eventually became a character bordering on heroic, guided by Kryptonian Al Jarrell, 9, Alexis Rose from Schitt's Creek. She was initially portrayed as a spoiled, privileged princess, but eventually became a compassionate, endearing, and captivating character that, does. Michael from The Good Place, he was initially portrayed as the designer of a place called The Good Place, but eventually became a more selfless character, questioning the fairness of the afterlife's judgment system. Is Seven Valencia Perez from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. She was initially portrayed as a petty, superficial, and not very smart character, but eventually became a more well-rounded and endearing character. 6, Eric Northman from True Blood. He was initially portrayed as a merciless vampire, but eventually became a more selfless character, forming a bond with Sookie and trying to rescue Bill from eternal death. Second, Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. He was initially portrayed as an arrogant teenager, but eventually became a more complex and sympathetic character, undergoing physical mutilation and humiliation. For Cheryl Blossom from Riverdale, she was initially portrayed as a shallow and mean-spirited character, but eventually became a more nuanced and endearing character. 3, Al Swearingen from Deadwood. He was initially portrayed as a ruthless, cruel, and dreaded figurehead, but eventually became a more sympathetic character, forming a bond with Deadwood. And Find Again, and talking about Negan from The Walking Dead. He was initially portrayed as one of the series' most detestable and captivating antagonists, but eventually became a more complex and nuanced character, forming a bond with Rick's daughter. This is the main Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. he was initially portrayed as a ruthless and repulsive character, but eventually became a more complex and sympathetic character, questioning the extent of his wickedness and forming a bond with Brienne of Tarth. These characters have captivated audiences with their complex journeys, making them unforgettable and endearing. Their transformations from villains to heroes have added depth and nuance to their stories, making them even more memorable and engaging.